Yeah. There we go. Good morning and welcome to 3 Minutes After Midnight. I'm your host, Dr. Clark Schmidt. I know that it's been a while that I haven't uploaded any videos on my channel, but circumstances beyond my control have caused this to happen. One, health reasons, and two, Hurricane Irma blowing through Florida, causing a mess that had to be cleaned up, especially around property. Now that my health is fine and that Hurricane Irma said hello and goodbye, but left a mess, and the mess has been cleaned up, I will have more time now to begin uploading more videos to this channel. And as Harry Houdini used to say, is that there will be bigger and better thrills to tell your grandchildren. And that's what I'm hoping for, to give you, the audience, a bigger and better thrills in what I had to convey, especially in investigations that I did throughout the years. Now I know is that I mentioned some of the investigations on opening the door to the unknown, but actually that was just a taste of what I was planning on doing with this channel and the videos I'm going to create. It's like like a teaser, you might say. Um, so I do hope is that you like what you watch. And I do hope is that, and I mentioned it on my other two videos here, that you get a chance to go over to opening the door to the unknown, because there you will find a lot of educational information on the paranormal and esoteric sciences, um, from the beginnings, my beginnings, um, and the endings on UFO research. So this is, as I stated before in the first two videos, is that this is going to be more of an entertainment type channel compared to a learning channel with opening the door to the unknown. So like I said, I do hope is that you swing over and do look up some of the videos that I have created, and I hope that you enjoy them. That being said, let me get into two experiences that have happened to me within the last month. Um, and I thought they were kind of, the first one I really thought was kind of wild, because it's like you see on these ghost channels, is that um, oh, how should I say this? A spirit or an entity or a demon picks up a person, throws them against a wall, or grabs their ankles and drags them out of bed and drags them into a closet, or whatever. Um, I do believe is that it's not impossible for spirit to do that, And it's probably um, it's not impossible, but it's improbable. Put it that way. Okay, and the reason why I say this is that spirit really has to generate a hell of a lot of energy to grab somebody's ankles, pulling them out of bed, then drag them out, and then dragging that person into a closet, or actually picking up the person, throwing them against a wall, or or across the room. Um, you might say it's not impossible for spirit to how should I say, maybe throw, lift a dish up and drop it on, or drop it on the floor, or maybe taking its hand, its hand, and swiping objects to knock them on the floor, or maybe even the sound of footsteps to where they're walking, or maybe even shaking of a bed. But like I said, it's they still have to draw a lot of energy to do that. So there has to be a lot of people around the room to where it can draw up that psychic energy from the from the individual persons to make it a collective. Oh, okay. But what has happened to me twice now within the last month is that I'm laying in bed. This was early evening, and I'm watching television and enjoying what I'm watching. I forget what movie it was, but I'm enjoying the movie, and all of a sudden I feel my bed begin to shake. It's not shaking like this, or it's not shaking like this, but it's moving back and forth like that. And I mean, really, like moving back and forth. And here I am laying in this motion, and I'm wondering what the hell is going on here. So I deduced three things that it possibly could have been. One is that um, was going through an earthquake, but then I thought, no, Florida doesn't have earthquakes because we're not by the San Andreas Faults like in California. So I ruled that possibility out. Two, I thought maybe somebody was trying to get in through my bedroom window that was situated in back of me. And as they were trying to grab a hold and climb up, is that it caused the bed to move. But that was a little bit impossible because the bed was moving from the football. I mean, from the foot going to the headboard, um, bouncing off the back wall. So um, I ruled that out. Three, I thought maybe since we have a lot of sinkholes down here in Florida, I thought maybe is that there was becoming a major shift, and a sinkhole had opened up underneath me, and it would have caused that strong vibration. And then I said to myself, nope, that couldn't have happened in that sense, because if the sinkhole did open, it would be like uh, my abode sinking like the Titanic, going down like this. Or, I mean, usually a ship will sink from aft, for, going down. Some it might go down like this, but that's very unusual, especially if you have watertight integrity. And anybody that was in the Navy should will understand what I'm talking about. So I ruled that out. The fourth thing is that It was a spirit that came through, just wanted to let me know, hey, I'm here, and I'm just passing through. I want you to know this, and I'm going to shake the bed for you as to prove it. And boom, off they go. Now spirit would have enough energy, um, especially drawing off that psychic energy from somebody who is classified a medium as myself, or somebody who's also psychic in that sense as well. Now, being a physical and mental medium, and also a clairaudient, clairsentient, is that I would draw off a lot of my, could be that the spirit drew off a lot of that psychic, a lot of that energy as to perform what it did. Now that made more sense to me than the other three possibilities. Now, naturally, I have gone through a couple of things in my life, and I mentioned, and again, on one of my vids, I mentioned that going through a seance um, with a friend of mine, as 12 other or 11 other people have, did, especially for the things that happened within that seance room. And but there was again a collective. It wasn't just one. It was a collective and not just one person. To where spirit was actually drawing off a lot of that psychic energy from every individual. So this is why I'm saying is that a lot of times when you see um, these ghost shows, and you happen to see something being thrown again, like a strange sound, or something being thrown, or an object being thrown against a wall, or an object falling down for no apparent reason, because there is no wind per se as to cause that object to fall, is that I can believe. But again, getting into where the person's laying in bed, and all of a sudden their ankles are grabbed and they're whisked off the bed and into a closet or whatever. No, I just feel, and this is my personal opinion on this. I feel it's more for the uh, entertainment factor, to keep the people, you might say, watching, as the investigators are probably, having an interview with that particular person. Now, remember, we don't actually see any of this. It's just by word of mouth, by what through that interview, what is being told to the investigator. Okay, so that's the major thing that a person has to watch out for. It's not saying for fraud or for phoniness. It's just more for entertainment, for that entertainment value. Like I said, because maybe during that investigation they do hear strange footsteps, or they do hear, or something is heard being knocked to the floor, or capturing a EVP. I have always maintained, though. All right, I have always maintained is that for a physical phenomena to happen, is that the spirit has to be around. And the only way that a person can capture that particular incident of that particular object being thrown across the room or falling to the floor or whatever is by capturing an EVP. I have always maintained this. Okay, if nothing happens, if nothing happens within the room itself, and you have seen, and as probably being a viewer to many of the ghost programs that are on YouTube or on TV, is that they come back and say as well, there's nothing there. Well, that's right, is because the spirit uh, is not there. And like I said, the only way that you're going to prove that actually that spirit actually did that particular feat is by capturing either as the orb through camera or through EVP, capturing their voice on tape. That's the only two um, clues that you know is that that spirit did what it did. Okay. Now, the second thing that has happened to me is that I had to put my dog down. Now, we always talk about ghosts, from humans. Okay. Human dies, spirit leaves, spirit can cause hauntings or just to hang around, whatever. But also animals. All animals have a spirit as well. And when they pass on, is that they stick around for reasons as well. Sometimes they stick around because of the owner of the animal is feeling funky, as the old '60s term goes, and they're sad, and they miss their compadre, their companion, their friend, protector, and so the animal will usually stick around for a while, and again, you might hear paw. Like the animal walking on bare floor meaning no rugs, or you might feel like something is like a tongue licking your hand if you have your hand dangling down in a chair, for an example. Or you might hear like a small whimpering. Now, I didn't have I've had the experience of my dog coming in just to say, hey, I'm all right, don't worry about it. And how do I know this? Is that he came in, is because could hear the walking with his nails hitting the floor when he walked. And also, my dog, when he laid down, like dogs will go around in a circle a few times and then all of a sudden lay down and take a take a deep sigh. Well, that's what my dog used to do. Go around in circles, lay down, and take that big sigh. So I know that my compadre, friend, protector has come and visited me. And I could also feel, because I am Clara sentient, is that I could also feel like his energies were around me as well. Now, when my mother passed, is that my sister used to start crying for no apparent reason, and so she has a friend that is a mental medium, and she and her went to another psychic, and the psychic said to my sister is that it was mother, but my mother, she said, but the psychic said to my sister that mother was too close to her, like almost like smothering her as to cause her to cry. And all she said to my sister was, just tell your mother to fall back a little, to fall back, to give some space, to give her some space. And so that's what she did. So when she said when mother did come, is that she could feel like the energies, but mother wasn't crowding her to cause her to cry. So that can happen. So that also can happen as well. So, anyways, these are the two things that I thought might be interesting to talk about this morning, um, and to give you um, a little explanation on each and how they happen. Okay, so I at this time I have nothing more to say on this particular subject of the two experience that has happened to me. So I am going to upload this vid, and I hope that you watch it, and I hope that you enjoy it. And I'm going to be creating another one here shortly. And we're going to go take a journey to Milwaukee and take a tour around the city. And I'm I haven't decided which what I'm going to bring up yet, but I can guarantee you it's going to be interesting. Um, okay. Anyhow, with that, I'm going to say I will talk to you later. Bye bye.